As you can tell by the title of this video, we are embarking on yet another declutter series. This one is going to be different than any other one I have ever posted or filmed. And we are taking things so serious that my entire makeup collection is going to go from 3 Alex 9 drawers to 1. So we're starting off with primers today. I'm probably going to spread these videos out a little bit just so that they're not back to back to back, like only declutters. But it's been about 6 months since my last declutter series, and I am currently almost 18 weeks pregnant, and we have a lot to do as far as downsizing and rearranging our rooms and getting a nursery set up over the next few months. So I have to really take things seriously and get rid of a lot of makeup. So if you're ready for a cutthroat declutter series, then hopefully this is the series for you. As you can see, I have my primer drawer here. It is full to the brim with primers. I have additional primers, other places that I will be pulling and putting all together so you can see all of my primers in one place. And hopefully we can maybe get this cut down to like a third of what I have currently. At the most. I don't know. We'll see. So if you guys are new, don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up, and let's go ahead and get started. So I believe this is every single primer that I own currently. This is what was in my primer drawer that you guys saw. There's a lot of primers in here. Some of them are old, some of them are new. I'm gonna have to really make decisions on what I'm gonna keep because this is way too many primers. In here I have additional primers that were either in my everyday makeup drawer, a different makeup organization system. Then I also had these two that I actually just decluttered because these were in my everyday makeup drawer that I most recently posted maybe like last week, and these were two that I decided to declutter, but I thought since I still had them I would go ahead and show you them here in case you didn't see that video. So I did decide to declutter the Pixi Rose Radiance Perfector as well as the Milk Makeup Pore Eclipse Mattifying Primer. I think both of these are good primers, but I just have others that I prefer so much more. So we're gonna start off our little declutter pile over here with those two products. So now, oh my gosh, this is gonna be so hard. I love primer. I love makeup. I've had a large makeup collection for a very, very, very long time, for years and years and years, and it's already the smallest that it's been in probably the last like 4 or 5 years. But we're gonna make it even smaller. I want my primer, foundation, concealer, and powder. I would love if all of those could fit into one drawer. I don't know how realistic that is, but with each declutter series I kind of come to terms with having less and less products. So let's go ahead and dive in. We're gonna start off with this primer here. This is from e.l.f. This is the Holy Hydration Face Cream. I think this is a fantastic primer. I've had this for a really long time. Oh, and would you look at that, it is expired. It expired in January of 2023, so this expired 5 months ago. Good to know. It does have SPF 30 in it. It's also very hydrating. I would compare it to the Juno & Co. Moonshine Miracle Cream, but you could find this at like Walmart, Target, that kind of thing. So yeah, I think this is a great product, but obviously that's going to be decluttered because it's expired, but also because I just haven't really been reaching for it a whole lot recently. So we're off to a good start. Okay. Now, I have some primers in here that are pretty old, so I think I'm going to go ahead and kind of pick those out. The first one being this Hard Candy primer. This is the Longwear Sheer Envy Longwear Primer. I really enjoy this primer. I think it's really nice. I'm probably going to like swatch a lot of primers. It's very hydrating. It does have a very smooth feel to it, but it doesn't have that silicone feeling to it. I got this when it was newly repackaged, so I don't know if that tells you how old this is, but definitely several years old at this point. So this is something that I will also be decluttering because of the age of it, not so much the product. I love that primer. I will say I haven't used it in a while, but I definitely would recommend that one if you are looking for a nice hydrating primer that will smooth out your skin texture without being super like greasy feeling. Next, we have this one from Milani. I love this primer so much. This is the Supercharged Dewy Primer. This, again, is years and years old. It's more of a moisturizer consistency. It looks like a moisturizer, just kind of like a nice cream. It is a little bit more on the dewy side for sure. Like, it doesn't feel oily or greasy, but it does have a bit of that, like, I don't know, kind of like slick feel. Like, it feels very heavy as far as moisture goes, but I do have oily skin, and I actually really enjoy this under, say, like a mattifying foundation, or if you're going to use a ton of powder. I feel like this really kind of balances the finish of your skin while also giving you a nice long wear. So I do really enjoy this primer, and even like alone, it makes your skin just look really shiny and healthy and glowy. You can kind of see here. So this is a great primer. I would highly recommend it. I could see myself repurchasing this in the future, but it is really old, so for now, it's gonna go. Another primer that's really old and it breaks my heart is this Huda Beauty primer. This is the Water Jelly Hydrating Primer. This is fantastic. I love this primer. I've used up about half of it. The packaging is kind of, it's like what has been sitting on its side, but as you can see, I've used up about half of it. I've had this definitely since at least 2020, I would say. And it's a 12-month expiration on here. So I've had this since we lived at our apartment. I got it when we were at our apartment, which we moved in May of 2020, and we moved out December of 2021. So I've had, you know, it's been over a year since we moved out of that apartment, and I know that I had it for a while we were there. So yeah, this is gonna go. This is a great primer though, I will say. I'm just kind of like layering these on top. If you have oily skin, this is really nice because it is hydrating, but it's also very like gel-like and cooling. I will say it kind of smells like hair gel, which isn't unexpected, I would say, but it kind of looks like it too. But it is very hydrating and lightweight, which I think is really good if you have oily skin and you're looking for something that's still hydrating without being overly dewy or oily. So this is fantastic. I would highly recommend this product, but unfortunately I have to declutter it. The next primer that absolutely breaks my heart because I spent way too much money on this to have hardly used it is the YSL Blur Primer. This is one that, as you can see, has been hardly used. This one does give a very like oily kind of like slick feel in like not my ideal way, kind of like silicone. It feels like silicone, which I am not a fan of silicone primers. Honestly, it does do a good job blurring. Like, I feel like I can like see the texture on my hand right here blurred, actually. But I'm not really one for blurring primers. I am more for like a glowy hydrating primer, which is ironic, I know, because I do have oily skin, but I just like the finish of my makeup when I wear those kinds of primers, and I can kind of make them more long lasting with the powders and other foundation type products that I use. So this, I think, I don't even want to know how much this was, so we're just gonna not speculate on the price, and we're just gonna declutter it because, again, it's old. I don't use it. I don't need it. I only want to keep things that I absolutely love and know that I will use and finish before they expire, and just, you know, that's my mindset as of right now. So those were kind of like the easy ones. I'll call them easy because going into this, I was kind of already thinking like, all right, definitely got to get the old ones out of here. Some of these are still on the older side, so we'll still kind of get there, but I kind of want to switch now and do some that I know that I'm going to keep. So I'm actually going to move all of these over to the side, so this side is completely empty. So I'm going to start putting ones that I'm going to keep over here. So as far as ones that I know I'm going to keep, we have Pixi by Petra. This is the Flawless Beauty Primer. I love this stuff. This is super glowy. Definitely not going to be for everyone, but I absolutely love this primer. As you can see, the glow. Definitely very nice for summer, and I just think it blends into my skin so well. It looks great under foundation. I love a good medium coverage foundation on top of this. The Hydromaniac foundation from Urban Decay is fantastic with this product. It's not too much. It does look a little bit intimidating at first. You can see my fingers look very shiny with almost like a shimmery pigment, but it really blends into the skin beautifully, and I love this primer so much. So that's absolutely staying. Another one that's absolutely staying is the Maybelline Perfector. This is the 4-in-1 Glow Makeup. I already used up one of these completely. I bought it back up. This is actually, I think, a lighter shade. I think I had 01 before. Now I have 00, but I know it's gonna work because, again, I only use it under foundation products. I don't use these on their own typically, just because it is a lot of shimmer and glow. So those two are for sure staying. I actually am also gonna keep the Vive Skin Dew. I love this stuff. This one has a little bit of a thicker, I don't want to say sticky, but kind of like a stickier consistency than some of these other glowy products. But this is a multitasker, so you can use this in a lot of different ways. You can use it as a liquid highlighter, as a primer. You can mix it in with your foundation. However you want, you can use it under a powder highlighter. I like mixing it with my foundation, but also wearing it under foundation as like kind of like a primer, if you will, because I find the glow just really shows through. Same with this Hollywood Flawless filter from Charlotte Tilbury. This is just a little mini one that I bought because I was not gonna spend the money and buy the full size without trying it. I have this in the shade 2 Fair, and I love this stuff so much. So that is definitely staying. Okay, oh my gosh, I like don't even know what to do now. There are a few that I know that I love. This Wet n Wild Impossible Primer is incredible. This is a silicone-free primer. It says the one silicone-free primer that does it all. This is kind of weird. The packaging sucks, I'm not gonna lie. Like, oh, did you just see that? It literally, the product is like kind of dry and chunky in a way, but that's how it's always been. So let me show you this. Here is the primer that flew out. As you can see, with warmth, it starts to kind of melt. This is a lot, so it's gonna look a little bit thick on my hand. But this does such a good job of blurring my skin, hydrating my skin, filling in pores. This is absolutely fantastic. It has a cooling feel, and it almost feels kind of like water as you're blending it in, but then it completely just like soaks into your skin. Again, the packaging is awful. I think it should be in something like this that you can scoop out, because every time I use this, it like sputters out and like flies somewhere. And when you shake it, you can hear the dry like pieces in here, but it sounds dry and it looks dry, but again, once you add heat to it, it really just melts into your skin. This is amazing, and it's so affordable. I think I got mine at Target or Walmart. I love this stuff. This is definitely something I am gonna keep. Mine's almost gone. Like, I probably only have a couple uses of that left, and it is so freaking good. The other one that I know that I really enjoy is this one, which actually surprised me. This is the Butter Believe It from Physicians Formula. This is something that I tried after trying the Butter Believe It foundation. Was not a fan of the foundation. It was very strongly scented and just not something that I really found myself reaching for a lot. I don't know, I just wasn't a fan of it. So I expected to not love this. I also have not been a huge fan of the putty primers in general. I was originally, and then I just kind of like stopped using them, and I got into my glowy primer era. But this is actually incredible. It's so hydrating. I don't know what it is about this, but I absolutely love it. I was completely surprised by this again, like thinking I was not going to enjoy this product and thinking I was going to dislike it actually, but no, I love it, and that one is going to stay. So next I have this one from Catrice. This is the Prime and Fine Anti-Redness Primer. I do have a lot of redness, for one. I could probably benefit from using something like this. However, this is not something that I reach for, and I've had this in here for I don't know how many months at this point, and it still has the foil seal on it. So for that reason, I am going to take this and declutter it, pass that along to somebody else who will hopefully get better use out of it, because I obviously don't need it if I've had it this long and I have not used it. I'm sure it's great, but we're gonna pass it along. Honestly, I think we're doing really good. I'm really happy with how things are going. When I look at this section here, I feel like pure happiness. I love this, okay? So now let's keep it going. Okay, so I have a few grippy primers, which I don't really wear a lot of grippy primers. So this is gonna be interesting. So I have the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer. This is something that was very viral for a very long time. I loved this primer for a very long time. This is a new one. I actually kind of recently got rid of my old one, probably in my last declutter, and it was way long overdue for getting rid of. So this one is brand new. I don't even think I've pumped it yet. Yeah, no, this is literally brand new. Milk actually sent me this in PR, which was so freaking cool. Then I also have this one here from NYX, the Plump Right Back Primer. So these two are grippy. And then reaching over to this little basket here, I have these 3 primers, which we will go through, as well as these. But these 3 are currently in my everyday makeup drawer. So I do have a grippy primer in here as well, the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. And this is the 4% niacinamide one. It also comes in like a bluish color that's kind of, I think, was originally supposed to be a dupe for the Milk. But then they recently came out with one with niacinamide in it, and I decided to pick it up. So I did declutter. I had the other one, the original Power Grip. I did end up decluttering it just because I didn't think I needed it, because I had this one. And I actually used this for the first time the other day. It was during my PR haul, and I got so many compliments on my makeup in that video, and that was, you know, I tried a lot of different things. It could have been a lot of different things, but I will say that was the first time that I tried this, and I do want to continue trying this. So I'm gonna have a separate category for things that I'm still kind of like currently trying, which will be in this little section here. I as of right now, like, I would keep this one because I truly you know, enjoyed it when I used it that first time, and then also having the reassurance of everyone telling me how good my makeup looked. But it is one of those grippy primers, so if you enjoy those, definitely check this out. I want to swatch this one because I kind of forgot what it feels like, but at the same time, this being brand new, I would so much rather not open another primer. And I wasn't really expecting, I really wasn't expecting to get rid of this one, but I think I'm going to. I'm gonna go ahead and declutter that one because I don't need it. I really don't. I have this e.l.f. one that is perfectly good for a grippy primer, and I don't need the Milk one, even though it hurts and I want to keep it. I also have the NYX grippy primer, which again, I think I got this probably, let's see, I think it was at the beginning of 2022 actually. And this one is, I would say, more along the lines of a grippy primer. It's not quite as tacky as the Power Grip, but this is advertised as a plumping serum and primer. It does have that like tackiness to it, which is kind of why I associate it with gripping primers. It also has a similar like texture and consistency. So I have this one, and then non-grippy but also NYX, I have the Marshmallow Primer, which this one is also a very interesting texture. This one has more of like a whipped feel to it, and this one is described as, well, it just says it has marshmallow root, but let's see, it actually doesn't even have like what kind of vibe you're supposed to get from it, but it is very hydrating feeling. Definitely a little bit on the heavier side. I feel like if you have dry skin, you might really like this. So I think what I'm gonna do here is declutter the Plump Right Back Primer, just because I don't need it. Couldn't tell you the last time I used it. It's still very, very full. You can see the mechanism at the bottom here. So we're gonna declutter that one. And then as for the marshmallow one, this is gonna go in our maybe pile right here. So We have keep, maybe. This is my discussion section, and then this is like, I'm still trying these ones out. I do have this one from Wet n Wild, the 5-in-1 Essence Primer Liquid. I have not tried this yet. I bought this from Ulta. It really intrigues me, and the fact that I love the Impossible Primer so much, I do want to at least try this once. So that is going to go up here with the e.l.f. for now. And then I have these other two here that are also in my everyday makeup drawer. Rare Beauty, I've only tried this, I think one or two times so far. As of right now, I would say I'm keeping it, but for the sake of keeping things organized, we're gonna put it up here in my continued trying category. And then I have this Morphe Luminous primer, which we did keep a lot of glowy primers already. I used to love Morphe primers. They were in like a different packaging. They were in like a black packaging and a little bit smaller. I had the Revitalizer and the Equalizer, and then this is the Luminous. So this one is really pretty actually. It has a really nice glow to it. It feels really nice and hydrating, a little bit on like the heavier, like dewy kind of feeling side. But I kind of feel like I already kept a lot of Luminous primers. Like I already have 4 Luminous primers over here. So I don't think that I really need this one actually. Which is interesting. So I don't really know what to do here. I haven't used it on my face in a while. It is in my everyday makeup drawer. Typically I kind of keep those products separate. But I think I'm going to go ahead and declutter it actually. Just go ahead and, you know, get it over with, get it done. So that one can go. And then I think I have one other Luminous primer, which is this one from Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Wonder Glow. So this is different from the Hollywood Flawless filter. This one is really pretty. I love this product, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to keep this. It's very thin, which I like. It has a beautiful glow to it. I have like 17 primers on my hand right now, so but I feel like you can really see the almost shimmery glow that it gives. It's so beautiful. I love this primer, the Wonder Glow. It's fantastic. So that I am going to keep. Next, we have Danessa Myricks. This is something that has given me grief. This is something that I decluttered. I said, never mind, I need to try it again. I just couldn't like accept the fact that I was giving up on this product. This is the something balm, Yummy Skin Blurring Balm Powder. This, man, I wish so bad that this worked for me. I love the concept of it. Just like look at the texture of it though. Like it doesn't blend into the skin well, and like no matter what I do, I have like finger mark streaks in it. This is not good. I don't know what to say. Even swatching this on my hand, this is not good. I don't know if it's just the wrong color. I have it in the shade 2. But this is not good. Not for me. So you know what? We're just gonna hopefully wipe this off, and then we're gonna declutter this once and for all. It's gone. It's donezo. I feel like a lot of you are probably gonna be relieved that it's finally officially out of my collection. We have a Milk makeup product here. This is the Grip Eye Primer. I still don't know how to use this. I need to look on their website. I don't know if this is supposed to be an eyelid, like a eyeshadow primer or an under eye primer, but I just don't use this. I literally don't think I've ever actually used that on my face. I've definitely swatched it before. We're just gonna get rid of it because I don't need it. I do not use it. Next, we have a few from Jaclyn Cosmetics. I have the primer oil. This is the Skin Perfecting Oil Primer. And then I have the Hydrating Under Eye Primer. So with these two, these are very different. The under eye primer is really nice. I do like the metal applicator that, oh. Well. Ew. Okay, so that one was a little bit separated. I don't know if you can see how that spilled on there. That's kind of gross looking. Hopefully it looks grosser than it actually is, but you know what? That one's probably a little bit old, or it's just been sitting here for too long. I'm gonna have to like wipe down all of these primers and clean out this container, but yeah, we're gonna declutter that one. I was actually gonna keep that, but that's fine. I obviously didn't realize how long that was sitting here. It could be one of those things where you just need to like massage it to like, you know, reconstitute it or whatever, shake it up. Ooh, it sounds very liquidy. But it's been sitting in here for a while. 12 months, I probably had this longer than 12 months. We're gonna declutter it. That was very awkward. Okay, all right, well, moving on. Next we have the primer oil. This is something that I don't use every day by any means, but I do love a good facial oil. I used to avoid oils like nobody's business, but I do love applying facial oils now, especially on days where I'm not wearing makeup. But even sometimes on days where I am, I put it on like well in advance, let it really soak into my skin, and then I feel like it just looks so pretty and beautiful. So this one I'm gonna put in the maybe pile. I'm not ready to declutter that at this very moment, so we'll come back to it. But yeah, for now, that's gonna go in the maybe pile. Next we have Laura Mercier Hydrating. This is the Pure Canvas Primer. I love this primer. It's very, very good. Very hydrating, kind of like a gel-like moisturizer. Very lightweight. I'm trying to think, do I have anything similar to this? Not really. Is the only thing. Maybe the Rare Beauty is kind of, no, this is like, the Rare Beauty one I have is the Pore Diffusing Primer. That's my only pore diffusing primer. So it does have like a blur feel to it, while also not feeling very like silicone-y or anything like that. It actually kind of feels similar in a way to the Wet n Wild one. But this hydrating one is so nice. I don't know what to do with that one. So we're gonna put that in the maybe pile because I'm just not sure. And then we have the All Nighter Primer from Urban Decay. I actually think this is a fantastic primer and it's very hydrating, honestly. So this is the Longwear Foundation Grip. So I guess, I don't know, it doesn't feel like a grippy primer, even though that's kind of how it's like advertised. I think I like the feel of this one better than the Hydrating Pure Canvas from Laura Mercier, which is crazy. I never thought I would get rid of this primer, but I think I would rather have the Urban Decay than this one. If I had to pick one, I would pick this one. So I'm actually gonna declutter this. Oh, I don't wanna do it. I don't know why I don't wanna do it, but I'm gonna do it. And then my last two primers that we haven't talked about yet are both from Ofra. We have the Cool as a Cucumber Primer and the Northern Lights Primer. So this is what these two look like. So let's go ahead and test out the Cool as a Cucumber Primer. So this one has like a light blue color to it. When you first pump it out, you can kind of see on the bottom here. This one is really nice and hydrating actually, and it does have a cucumber fragrance, which I'm actually not a fan of cucumbers or cucumber fragrance. This doesn't bother me as much as like some things would, as far as like cucumber scented things. It actually feels so good. So I don't know, that one's gonna be a maybe for now. And then we have the Northern Lights, which is a little bit of a glowy primer actually. It has a little bit of a sparkle to it, kind of similar to some of my other glowy primers. And again, I have already kept a lot of glowy primers. So I think I should only keep one of these. I do want to keep an Ofra primer for sure. I think I'm going to keep Cool as a Cucumber, even though I'm not a huge fan of the scent of it. The way that it feels is incredible. So, this I keep separate in my like Ofra collection, but we're gonna be going through all my Ofra makeup with the rest of my makeup collection because I have a lot of it. And again, the goal is downsizing, so I'm gonna keep this one, but this goes with my Ofra makeup, and then this one I am going to declutter actually. Back to our maybes. We have the Marshmallow and the Primer Oil. These three are also technically like considered maybes because those are still in like their trial era. So I'm gonna put the trial era ones in this little container here because they're not gonna be in this drawer for now. So I think since these two were in my everyday makeup drawer already, I'm just gonna add this Wet n Wild one to my everyday makeup drawer since I decluttered the Morphe one that was already in there. Okay, so this is what I'm keeping so far. This is also I'm keeping, but from my Ofra collection. And then these are the two maybes. So this marshmallow one, I feel like I want to keep it mainly because of the pink packaging, which is not a reason to keep something, especially not now. It does feel really, really nice, but I don't think I need it. So this one, we're gonna say goodbye to. Oh my gosh, I'm so sad. It feels good. Like, it feels like the right thing to do, even though it feels a little bit sad. I guess this is what you would call bittersweet. And I know I'm being dramatic, like it's just makeup products, but I do love makeup a lot, so this is huge for me. And then we have the primer oil, which I think I'm gonna keep this for now, actually, because I just don't have anything like this, and I do, like, this isn't like an everyday use thing for me, but it still does have, like, serve a purpose in my makeup routine. So I am gonna keep this one as well. So I'm gonna count. So technically this is a keep, so we're gonna put this over here. Let's see how many we are decluttering. Okay, so I'm decluttering 17 primers. All of these stacked up, piled up right here are officially decluttered. As far as how many I'm keeping, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So keeping 10, decluttering 17. And then I have these three that are in my current everyday makeup drawer that are still kind of in their trial run. So technically keeping 13, decluttering 17, still getting rid of over half. Maybe not quite as much as I was hoping, as far as like just like, you know, throwing numbers out there, because I was wanting to keep only a third. I would say I'm pretty close to that. If I got rid of 3 more primers, then it would be considered me keeping 1/3, decluttering 2/3. So we're pretty close to that mark, and I am really happy with how this turned out. So this originally was full of primer, as you guys saw at the beginning, but now let's take all of these out of here. Now if I were to completely like spread all of these things out, like I don't even fill up half of this container. So I mean, I'm really happy with this. I'm happy with these numbers. If I can continue to narrow this down, fantastic. But I could absolutely fit all of my primers in one of these larger sections here. Maybe we could do like powders over here and then foundations here with concealers in one of these or something like that. I don't know. We'll see. We will see, but I am happy with all of these. When I see all of these, I feel super, super happy. I feel like these are all good. I can't go wrong. I could pick blindly and I would definitely be happy. So I am so excited with the results of this video. And again, I'm gonna continue to downsize, and you will continue to see declutters on my channel, probably every 6 months or so like I typically do, but we're just gonna keep things a lot more streamlined. Welcome back to another declutter video. Today we are doing foundations. In this drawer here, I have my foundations as well as concealers, but today we are just going through my foundations. I did my primers, and if you guys haven't seen that video, I will link it down below. I got rid of about 2/3 of my primers. This is what I'm left with. Everything will be reorganized, so this is not going to be left like this. I'm trying to get all of my makeup from 3 Alex 9 drawer units down to 1. So ideally I could fit primer, foundation, concealer, and powder in one drawer. I'll probably end up using a different organizer to make that happen, but we will see. So today we're doing foundations. I have this container, and then a few back here, as well as some from my everyday makeup drawer and a couple of other organizers. Hopefully we can be super cutthroat and only keep a handful of foundations today. I would love to, again, get rid of maybe like 2/3 roughly of my foundations. So if you're new, don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy, and let's go ahead and get started. So here I have all of my foundations. As you can see, there's quite a few. I actually really downsized my foundation collection back in December, but I still have way too many. So this is gonna be tough. I'm sure I'm probably gonna need to get some makeup remover and a washcloth to help with swatching, because I definitely need to swatch some things. There's a lot of really old foundations in here that I don't want to get rid of, but I'm just gonna have to do it. So we'll go through those first. I'll pick out a few that I know are just like so old and just like need to go. I was pretty thorough in my primer declutter because I really wanted to give you a review, if I could, of the primers and really let you know my thoughts, why I'm getting rid of them. Is it because it's old? Is it because it's the wrong shade? I don't like it, like that type of thing. So I want to be informative in this video, as well as like satisfy that, you know, declutter watching feeling. So let's go ahead and pick out a few foundations that I know are just so old, and I have no reason to be holding on to these. Why is this so hard? Okay, NARS. I don't know if you can see, but the coloring on this packaging is actually like, it's like discolored, the product in here. Very separated. I have had this since it came out, which let's see, was probably longer than 24 months ago. Honestly, that is a longer like good date than I expected. I'm pretty sure this is super old. Oh gosh, let's see. Yeah, even in the swatch of me just like it's super discolored. I don't know if you'll be able to see that, but there's like, it's not, I don't know, it could just be from settling. I know this is old. We're getting rid of it. I don't know why I'm taking longer than needed to make that decision. Did I even say what this was? The NARS Soft Matte Complete Foundation. I honestly haven't used this in a really long time. I don't really know what my thoughts are. I think I really liked it, but I don't know, and it's old, so we're decluttering it. Another one that's old that I'm gonna declutter is gonna make me sad, but I have this Rare Beauty foundation. I have had this for quite some time. I got this, again, I'm pretty sure like when it first came out. It separates so bad now. It didn't used to separate so bad. It's kind of too light for me at the moment anyway, so I can't, you know, it's not ideal to be using at this time. I never really loved the foundation, but I wanted to love it, so I should have decluttered it a while ago probably. I was able to make it work for me, but it just didn't ever really sit well on my skin for some reason. So I know so many people love that foundation, but it is just not for me, unfortunately. So we're gonna say goodbye. Okay, another one that I absolutely love is this one from Huda Beauty. This is the Faux Filter Skin Finish Buildable Coverage Foundation Stick. This is great. I actually used a lot of this. I don't know if you can see, like, it actually goes deep into the packaging, which is good, you know. You don't actually need a lot of this to get really nice coverage, but I bought this, again, a long time ago. This actually would probably work really well for me as far as color goes right now. I have been getting some sun, so I'm a little bit tanner than usual, but this is also like the tannest part of my body. my forearms always get the darkest, but this is super old. It says 12 months. I've had this for probably like 2 to 3 years, so I'm gonna declutter it. I love that foundation though. I would definitely consider repurchasing that one because it's that good. Okay, moving on to a foundation that I just wasn't for me. We have this one from Milk Makeup. This is the Sunshine Skin Tint. I love that it's SPF 30. I hate the packaging. It's like really messy and weird. Do I have to shake this? Ew. It's really inconvenient and kind of like oily and just a really weird texture. So yeah, unfortunately this did not work for me. I really wanted it to. It's very, very, very light coverage. It is a skin tint, but it just sat weird. It's, again, very oily. I do have oily skin. And look at how it, like, can you see that? I don't know if you'll be able to see that, but when I, like, swipe my finger through it, it's like, it's not mixed well together, and it gets kind of, like, clumpy in some places, and you really have to, like, work it in with your hands to get a more even consistency. But it's just a weird texture and it's just not my thing, so we're gonna declutter it. I have this one from Laura Mercier. This is the Tinted Moisturizer Light Revealer Natural Skin Illuminator. I have this in 2N1. I feel like this is gonna be too dark for me, or like too orangey. Oh wow, it's actually really, really sheer. That like blended away into basically nothing. This is a skin tint. This is, oh, it has SPF 25. It is still good, but honestly, I don't really have a use for something like that. If I'm gonna, I don't know, like, I'll just use sunscreen and a little concealer. I'm sure this is a great product, but I have never used this and I just don't really think that I need it. So I'm gonna declutter that one. I also have this tinted moisturizer. This is the oil-free one. This is in 2W1. This one is still good. SPF 20. Let's do a little swatch of this one. This one has a little bit more coverage, I would say. That's actually really nice. That blended out really, really well into my skin. It is pretty glowy, but it is oil-free as well. It feels nice. And I do like that it has SPF in it. I am going on a cruise in a couple days, so I could consider bringing that with me. This is gonna go in our maybe pile for now. Next, I have all of these foundation samples, which I got in a PR package from Ofra when they reformulated their foundation, their Absolute Cover foundation. This is the foundation in question. I absolutely love this foundation so much. It's one of my favorite products from Ofra. Definitely get this foundation. It's a full coverage foundation. It is just so beautiful on the skin. I love this stuff. This actually is like probably less than half full, but I grabbed this from a different container, so it kind of got shaken up as I brought it over here. But I love this so much. It's fantastic, and I have it in the shade 1. So I don't need all of these shades, obviously. I do maybe want to keep like 1 or 2 because, like I said, I'm going on a cruise and that would probably be really good for me to bring. All of these shades are definitely too dark. I have 2, 4, 6, 8. So, these 8 for sure, we are gonna go ahead and declutter. So I'm gonna put those over there. And then, let me see if I can, oh, the shade numbers are on the top. I was like, let me see if I can figure out what shades these are. So maybe I'll keep 1 and 2, because 3, oh wait, 2, there's 2.5. Wait, is this 1? Or is that 7? Okay, these 4 are gonna be too dark for me, so those all move. And then this one is shade 3. And that one's probably gonna be too dark for me, I would assume. I'm not gonna pump it because those are all literally unused, so I can give those away, donate those, do something with those. But I do have shades 1, 2, and 2.5. 2.5 looks a little bit too pinky, so I think I'll get rid of that one as well. So I'll keep shade 1 and shade 2, just because I am, you know, a little bit tan right now. So I'll keep shade 1, shade 2, and then my full size. So these are the first ones that we are officially keeping so far. So I'll kind of set these over there. Another one that I will absolutely be keeping is the Hydromaniac from Urban Decay. This is incredible. I love this so much. It is a medium coverage tinted glow hydrator. This, I have it in the shade Light 30. This is so freaking good. I just can't say enough good things about this. If you're looking for something with a little bit more of a medium coverage. You still get great coverage. It's very hydrating. It's not oily. It's not over dewy. I do have oily skin, so sometimes, you know, oily feeling or over dewy foundations do not work for me, but this is incredible. I don't even set it with powder sometimes if I'm feeling a little, you know, a little dangerous with my makeup, but that one is definitely staying. I love that foundation so much. Let's see, we have this one from ColourPop. This is in the shade 60N, light 60N. It doesn't, like, compared to all of my other ones, it looks like very pink in the bottle. So let's see, it looks pink on my hand too. I mean, I don't know. This isn't old, like this is relatively new. So I'm not too sure what to do with that one yet. I also have the Luminous Silk from Giorgio Armani. This was way too expensive for what it is. I mean, for like a foundation. Oh, this is actually kind of a similar color. I am making a mess. I'm gonna have to clean all of these off when I'm done. But this one actually, this one is older. So I'm not 100% sure what to do with that one. I wore this when I posted a video and everyone like complimented my makeup. I wore this. It was not enough coverage for me, so I had to use a concealer, like quite a bit of concealer as well, to pair with it. But I loved the way that my skin looked, so because of that, I kind of want to keep this. I'm gonna put both of these in the maybe pile for now, just to kind of move those out of the way. And then we'll take a look at what we have. Okay, this Makeup Forever foundation is so old. I don't even want to tell you how old this is. And it says 12 months. I've probably had this for like 3 or 4 years. We are going to declutter this. I'm not even going to swatch it because it is so old. My Hourglass foundation stick, I've actually had a few of these. So this one isn't as old as like I think this is like the 3rd one that I've purchased. So it's not the first, you know, it's not as old as some of these other foundations are. I do like that this is a little bit darker than kind of the other foundations that I have. And like I said, I have gotten a little bit of sun recently. So for now I am going to keep this one. I still really enjoy that foundation. Next we have this Fenty skin tint. This is the Eavesdrop Blurring Skin Tint. Let's take a look at this. I don't really like have like thoughts on this too much. It kind of looks a little bit gray on my arm here. I don't know. I want to keep this because I do love Fenty, but I'm pretty sure I've had this for more than 12 months. And I have my Hydromaniac skin tint, and realistically I'm probably going to reach for that over this, so I think I'm gonna declutter the Fenty. I don't want to, but I think I need to. Next, we have the Makeup by Mario foundation. This one I'm gonna keep. This is like a pretty new foundation. I think I got it maybe in like January. Wow, that looks really light on me right now. But that's okay. It's good for 12 months. I really love the formula of that, and that is something that even if I had to mix in like something a little bit darker, like I think it would be worth it. The Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Foundation is amazing. I love that. I am going to keep that. Best Skin Ever from Sephora. I have 2 shades, 17.5N and 20N. This is like my usual, but when I have a little bit of a tan, I like the shade 20N, so both of those are gonna stay. I have 3 of these Revlon Illuminance foundations. I don't need 3 of them, so I'm just gonna keep 1. I recently got these in PR, so I have shades 201, 209, and 213. I'm gonna keep 213, I think, and then I will declutter these 2. And then we have this NARS foundation. This is the NARS Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation. This is an incredible foundation, honestly. I love this foundation so much, and the color is actually pretty good for me right now, so that is something that I definitely will be keeping. I also have this little sample thing of a Makeup Forever foundation that we're just gonna go ahead and declutter. So as of right now, you can kind of see all the ones I said I was going to keep. We're going to re-go through those just to like make sure. And then I have these 3 for maybes. So I have this little container here that we're going to put the ones that I'm keeping. So my Best Skin Ever foundation, I'm going to keep both of those for sure. Those are there. My Ofra foundation is also a must-have. Same with my Hydromaniac. That one's, we'll just put it there. It doesn't fit very well because of the shape of the packaging. And then I have my 2 little Ofra ones as well. Charlotte Tilbury we will for sure be keeping, as well as the NARS. So the NARS and Charlotte Tilbury. Okay, let's see. I did a little bit of rearranging here. I am gonna keep the Laura Mercier one, at least to try. I haven't tried it yet, so we're gonna keep that one to try. The Hourglass stick, I feel like, man, I want to keep this one. Let me swatch these other ones next to it. I am like making such a mess. Okay, I think I'm gonna declutter the Hourglass one. I don't want to, I want to keep this, but I don't need it. We're trying to downsize. I gotta make room for a baby, so I don't need it. I don't need it. It's fine. I couldn't tell you the last time I used it. And then I think I'm gonna keep the Giorgio Armani, and I think I will, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I can't remember my thoughts on this. I feel like I might like really love it and I just don't remember, or maybe I like haven't used it enough to be able to decide that. I'm not sure. I don't know. And then the Makeup by Mario one, I really do want to keep this. I feel like it's gonna be too light for me though now, and I feel like I shouldn't keep it if it's this light for me now, because odds are I'm just gonna get more sun. Like the summer has just begun. You see how light that is compared to these other ones. I think I'm gonna declutter it. I think this is a great foundation, but I think I'm gonna declutter it, so that one's gonna go. Then we have the Revlon Illuminance foundation. I really do want to try this. I have not tried this. I think it would be great to try that one. I guess I don't need these. I kind of want to keep shade 2 though. No, I'm gonna declutter both of these as well. And then ColourPop, I don't know yet. We're gonna set that one aside and let's count. So I have 1, 2, 3 foundations in here, and then I have 2, 4, 6 here. So I have 9 foundations that I'm keeping as of right now. And then let me count up my declutter. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then all of these. So I don't think I need the ColourPop one. I think I can declutter the ColourPop. So that means I'm getting rid of 12 foundations. 12 foundations plus all of these other Ofra ones. And I'm keeping 9. But I will say that 2 of them are the same foundation. It's just 2 different shades. So technically I'm keeping 8 like different types of foundation. 2 of them, well, this one is like super tinted moisturizer. This one is more of like a tinted hydrating. It's not technically marketed as a foundation, but that's how I use it. And then I have the other rest of these are foundations. One of them I have never tried before, so this one is kind of like in trial mode. Same with the Laura Mercier, but I think that's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. So let me come back to you in 1 second. So technically I could fit all of the ones that I'm keeping in this one organizer here. Probably not the most like realistic thing, but they all fit in here. So those are the ones I'm keeping. These are all the ones I'm getting rid of. I'm really sad. It's first, you know, getting rid of these like high-end foundations that I paid so much money for, like this one and 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 this one. It's like really hard for me to do for some reason. So I definitely need to just get over it and get them out of here, because I hold on to them for so long because I don't want to get rid of them because I paid a lot of money for them, but then they just get more and more expired. So yeah, I'm very happy with this. We got rid of a lot. I feel like there's the potential to get rid of a few more. I don't know, like I said, these two I'm kind of on the fence on because I have never tried them before, so we'll have to kind of stay updated on those, but for now I'm really happy with this. Welcome back to another declutter video. As you can see, today we are doing concealers. I started off down here because I just finished filming my foundation declutter. If you haven't seen that yet, definitely go check it out. Here are all of the foundations that I decluttered. We decluttered a lot of them. So make sure you check out my foundation declutter and my primer declutter. I am working my way through each category, and today we have concealers. So I'm gonna try to get rid of as many as I can. I am currently downsizing. I am expecting a baby this fall, I suppose, October/November. My due date is early November, so we will see, but yeah, I have to make space because we have to figure out a nursery situation. So that's kind of what sparked this declutter series. I just did a huge one in December, but it's time again. So if you guys are new, don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy, and let's go ahead and get started. I don't really have like a ton of concealer, I feel like, compared to other people in other categories of makeup in my collection. So so hopefully I can still do a good job here. So first off, I wanted to say this Fenty one I technically already decluttered in my everyday makeup tour video that I posted this month. So yeah, this is gonna be the first one that we declutter. So I'm gonna go ahead and set that up here in our declutter pile. These are concealers that are in my everyday makeup drawer currently, and then these are the ones that are just in my regular rest of my makeup collection. I have my makeup stored in a few different places throughout my makeup room. So I'm just gonna go ahead and combine them all. So, oops, this one's stuck. Here we have all of my concealers. So let's go ahead and dive in. I think I'm gonna start by maybe picking out a few that I will be getting rid of. So first up, there's actually not a lot in here that's super old. That's usually where I start, is by getting rid of the really old stuff. But there's not really a lot in here that's super old. One that is old is this Rare Beauty concealer. I've had this for a really long time. I decluttered the foundation. I never really loved the foundation and concealer from Rare Beauty. I wanted to really bad, but I don't know, it just wasn't for me. So I tried to make it work for a very long time, but I've had this for a few years now, and so this one needs to go. It needs to be decluttered because it is old. Another one that I will be decluttering because I just don't like it is this one from Milk. This is the Sunshine Under Eye Tint and Brighten. This just, again, wasn't for me. It's a very interesting packaging that I'm not the biggest fan of. It's a interesting texture. I ended up decluttering the Sunshine Skin Tint, like for your face. This one actually is a lot. I actually like this. It feels nicer in a swatch, at least, than the Skin Tint does, but I just don't need this. I don't need it, so we're just gonna get rid of it. So yeah. I think I just got a mosquito bite. So if you see my red forearm, that is from me scratching. Okay, anyway, back to the concealers here. I have a few from Jaclyn Cosmetics. We'll do these next. This is the, what are these called? Perfecting Concealer. I have Fair Neutral and Fair Light Yellow. I have like mixed feelings on this concealer. They dry really fast, so you have to like blend right away when you're applying this onto your skin. But I do think that they have a beautiful finish, and they do last like all day long. But something, I don't know, I feel like I just don't really reach for these a whole lot. These are also really light for me. They were light for me when I first initially got them sent to me in PR, but I'm even more tan now than I was then. So I think they're just a little bit too light for me, and it is kind of a pain that you have to work so quickly with these that I feel like that kind of deters me from using them. It just started pouring rain outside, so sorry about that. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and declutter both of these. I decluttered the rest of the shades that I had. I think these were the darkest that I had left, but I just don't need them, so both of those will be decluttered. Next, I'm gonna go ahead and pick out a few that I'm definitely going to keep. First up, we have this ColourPop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Acid Concealer. I love this concealer. It is so freaking good. Very creamy, very amazing. I love it. I can use this all over my face if I want a little bit of coverage. Under the eyes, it's great. I love this concealer, so that one's definitely staying. I'm gonna put it right there in a little keep pile. Another one that I absolutely love is my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. This one is also fantastic, very brightening. This is in the shade Vanilla, I think. Yeah, Light 2 Vanilla. This is great. I've gone through several of these. I love that. It's very smooth, very creamy, blends so well. It has a radiant finish while also giving you good coverage. Speaking of NARS concealer, I also have the Soft Matte Complete Concealer in the same shade. This is fantastic, incredible. I love it so much. Definitely keeping that one. I also love this NYX one. This is the Bear With Me Concealer Serum. I actually didn't like this originally, but then I kept using it and I grew to really love this concealer. You just have to use a teeny tiny bit and it's really, really nice. Very pigmented actually, but it also looks really natural on your skin, like the finish of it. So this is the concealer serum. You can tell that I've used up about half of it. I think this is great. So that one's going to stay. I have the Catrice Liquid Camouflage High Coverage Concealer. This is one that I don't really have specific thoughts on. I don't know. I also have the L'Oreal Infallible Full Wear. I recall loving this concealer. It's very light and bright. We also have Revlon Color Stay. I have 2 shades of this actually because I stopped at a CVS when I was on my way somewhere and I had to grab a concealer. So I don't need 2 of them, but which one should I keep? But I just picked a random concealer and I was like, well, I have this one at home, so I might as well. I don't know which one is the older one, which one is the newer one. I think the yellowy one is 15. I think that one's like too yellow for me, so I think I'm gonna declutter that one. And I haven't decided, I haven't said what I'm doing with these yet. I just have kind of swatched them. The Catrice one, I just don't think that I need it. I don't have good thoughts on that, meaning I don't have a comprehensive review for that one, so I don't know. I don't need to fall in love with another concealer right now, so I'm sure it's great. It says it's a high coverage, ultra long lasting concealer. I've had great experience with Catrice, but I just don't need it. The Revlon Color Stay, or L'Oreal Infallible Full Wear. I feel like this L'Oreal one is kind of old. I've had this since we lived at our apartment, which was at the latest December 2021. So I feel like this is just old. I think it's old, so we're gonna declutter that one. And I'm gonna keep this Revlon Color Stay one. I guess I'll go ahead and finish up with the drugstore concealers. I have this Maybelline Super Stay Activewear. I actually really like this one, and I like that it's darker than some of my other concealers. So this one I am going to keep. We have a few correctors. So I have this Benefit Boing Bright On Concealer. It's very pink. I literally never use that. And then I have this one, which is the Charlotte Tilbury, I don't know what this is called, but it's in the shade Fair One Light. And this is also a sort of corrector. I don't need both. I think I'm going to keep Charlotte Tilbury and I'm going to declutter the Benefit Boing one, only because I just don't really use correctors very often, so I really don't need two of them, if I even need one. We have the Rare Beauty. This is like the Brighten, what is this called? Under Eye Brightener. This is interesting. I don't know how I feel about this. I need to try this more, so I don't have, I like it. I do like it, but it's not a concealer, so it's kind of an interesting product. It's also not really a color corrector. It's a brightener for sure, but it's a unique product, so I'm gonna put that in the keep pile. Then I have the Sephora Best Skin Ever concealers, and I have some Ofra Perfect Cover concealers. So for the Ofra, I have the shades Light Sand and Natural. These two work really well for me. Those two I'm gonna keep. I also have Fair Ivory and Light Nude, and realistically, I just don't think I need these additional shades. I'm happy with these two. I have one that's a little bit lighter and one that's a little bit darker. So I'll keep those two and I will declutter these two. And then for the Sephora Best Skin Ever concealers, I remember really liking these. I haven't used them in a while, but I don't think I like them as much as I like the Sephora Best Skin Ever foundation. They do feel really nice, really creamy. I have the shades 11.5p and 17.5n. I feel like mixing the two is the ideal shade for me. But when I look at my other concealers that I want to keep, I feel like I would reach for these over this, even though I do love this concealer. And like I said, I love the foundation, but I think I should declutter these just because I'm trying to be strict. And like I said, there's other ones over here that I would rather reach for. So let's take a look. Let's do another go through just to make sure that that we're happy with our decisions. So as of right now, this is what I'm keeping and this is what I'm decluttering. I think I can get rid of a few more. So I'm gonna change my camera battery and then I will be right back. I am back and I actually found another concealer that was hiding in my collection. I have the Benefit Boing Cakeless Concealer. This is in the shade 2.5. I used to use this concealer like every single day. I've gone through several of these. This one is brand new in the packaging still, so we're not going to open it. I am going to add this to my declutter pile because again, I do not need it. It's a great concealer. I highly recommend it if you want something very full coverage, but I just don't need it. I have other full coverage concealers that I prefer to use and are currently open at the moment, and I'm just enjoying them. So again, looking through these, I think what I'm gonna do is put the ones that I am for sure keeping, like final decision keeping, in this little container here. So first up we have the Super Stay from Maybelline. Definitely going to keep this one, so that gets a spot in the drawer. Same with NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, that also gets a spot. The NYX and the ColourPop, these are fantastic. These also deserve a spot in the drawer. The Rare Beauty one, I just want to keep trying, so that one is going to stay. Charlotte Tilbury is a yes. NARS is a yes. I think I'm going to declutter this Revlon Color Stay. It's really good. It's really good, don't get me wrong. Like, I love this. I bought two of them because I knew that I liked it when I was in a pinch, but I just don't need it. So I think I'm gonna declutter that one. Just, again, I just really don't need it. And then I have my two Ofra concealers, which are just the two different shades. One for brightening, like under eye, and then one for spot concealing, like more close to my skin tone color. So as of right now, this is kind of what we're working with here. So I'm keeping 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 concealers right here. And I'm decluttering 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 concealers. So getting rid of over half, a pretty, you know, a good few over half actually. And this was completely full of concealer in addition to like several that are in my everyday makeup drawer, which I kind of don't even remember which ones are. I know my Ofra and the Maybelline are in there, so let me go ahead and grab those. These two are in here. This one is in my everyday makeup drawer. And I think, I mean, that's all that I really like know for sure. So I think that's how we'll do it. So this is what stays in my makeup collection right now. And then these four I'm gonna scooch back into my everyday makeup drawer. And then all of these we are going to declutter, which feels great. I'm really satisfied with this outcome. I think I did a good job, and I cannot wait to reorganize the drawer, like with my primers, foundations, and concealers. I don't think powders are gonna fit in that drawer as well, but we'll definitely fit powders and setting sprays together. That's for certain. So yeah, we're getting a couple drawers down to one, just trying to consolidate and condense, and we'll see where things go from here. If I have to get rid of more, I will of course show you. Welcome back to another declutter. Today we are going through my powders. As you can see, I have a ridiculous amount of powder. I cannot believe that I have this many powders. This is a collection of the powders in my everyday makeup drawer, the ones in my main makeup collection, some new ones that I recently got in PR, as well as just some other ones that are just scattered about. So I believe this is every single powder that I own. We're gonna go through here. My goal here is to get rid of at least half. I feel like I could maybe do better than that, but also that's a pretty ambitious goal for me already, so I don't want to set myself up for failure. So my goal is half. If I get rid of more, great, but I hope to get rid of at least half. I have gone through primers, foundations, and concealers, so make sure you guys go check out those videos if you haven't. And if you're new, don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy, and let's go ahead and get started. So usually I will start off by picking a few powders or products that I am going to declutter, so we can kind of get a few of them like moved out of this overwhelming view. I will say I already have decluttered these two. This one is from Morphe. This is the Bacon Set setting powder in the shade Translucent. This is still brand new. That is the reason that I decluttered it, because I didn't want to open another powder. So I decided we're just going to go ahead and declutter this, pass that along to somebody else. So that one is decluttered. Next we have this Too Faced one. This is the Primed and Poreless Pore Blurring and Mattifying Face Powder. This is one that I tried to use a few times, but it's just not something that I really reach for a lot. So I decided that I didn't need it, and in my everyday makeup drawer video that I posted most recently, I decided to declutter it there. So this is powder number 2 that we are decluttering. Now that's the easy part. Now we'll try to get rid of a few more. So I have a lot of Jaclyn Cosmetics powders, so we're gonna have to get rid of a few of those, because all of this is Jaclyn Cosmetics, and then these are Jaclyn Cosmetics. I even have like some in packaging, so we'll have to figure that out. But I think I'm gonna wait and maybe go through a few others first. I have this powder foundation. Let's do all the pressed powders first. How about that? I have this powder foundation, the L'Oreal Infallible. This is, I'm pretty sure, something that was viral on TikTok that I decided that I needed to try. I've had this for quite a while, and it is still sealed. It's not open. And I am not really a powder foundation person anymore. I used to be, but I just don't wear powder foundation a lot. So I am decluttering this. That is going to be passed along to somebody else. I also have this one here from Charlotte Tilbury. This one I actually do really like, and I'm finally able to wear this shade again. I have this in the shade 2 medium. This is too dark for me to wear during like most of the year, but since it's summer, I'm getting a little bit of color, so this is something that is a really nice natural powder. If you need like super intense oil control, this is not going to do it for you, but I do love this powder. It has a great finish, so this one I am going to keep. Next, I have this one from Laura Mercier. This is the Candle Glow Sheer Perfecting Powder. This is in the shade 2. This is something that is absolutely beautiful. It has a nice glow to it, but I actually have never used this. This has not been touched. So instead of touching it and ruining it, I am just going to declutter this. Even though I don't want to, I want to keep it, but I feel like it's kind of similar to maybe like this Hourglass one or these Sephora ones. So because of that and the fact that I could see this being too dark for me anyway, we're gonna go ahead and declutter this and pass it along. The Hourglass one I am gonna keep. This is the Ambient Lighting Infinity Powder. This is just a nice like all over finishing powder. I don't really use this to set my makeup, more so just add a nice finish if I have a more matte look than I'm wanting, or just any situation really. Just a light dusting of this all over is really, really beautiful. I have these from Sephora collection. These are the Micro Smooth Multitasking Baked Face Powders. I actually really love this powder. I think it has a beautiful soft finish. This one is in the shade 15 Nude, and then I have the shade 25 Beige. Both of these are really nice. I definitely have used this one more. I don't know which shade I prefer, actually. I probably prefer this shade. I feel like the undertone matches my skin tone a little bit better. This one's a little bit more yellow, so I think this one matches me better. So I think I'll keep the shade 15 and I'll go ahead and declutter the shade 25. Even though I want to keep both of these because I think it's a great powder. Realistically, I don't need both because the reason I bought two is because I didn't know what shade I was. So yeah, I'll keep one, declutter one. I have a few pressed powders here from Ofra. I have this banana powder, which I don't really use a lot of banana powders. So I think I'm going to go ahead and declutter this one. I've also never used this before, so it is brand new. This is just their banana powder. I'm sure it's great, but I feel like these banana powders are just a little bit too dark for me personally because I am pretty fair. This is a translucent pressed powder. This is their oil control pressed powder. I actually really like this a lot. So I have this one. I also have, let's see. Oh, this is so pretty. This is from Ofra as well. This is the Pure Glow Finishing Powder in the shade Light. I feel like this is more of a highlighter. It's very glowy, so it's not really something that I would use as a powder per se. Same with some of the Jaclyn Hill ones. They're marketed as like glowy powders. Not these ones. They're in my highlighter drawer, but I use those as highlighters. So I think I'm going to move this to my highlighter drawer. You know what? Yeah, I'm going to move this to my highlighter drawer because I'm just not too sure. So that one we're moving out of here. Oh my goodness. Well, I just dropped it. It is okay though, so anyway, back to the pressed powders. I have this one, which is also a translucent pressed powder. Let's see what else we have. These are brightening and correcting powders along with these. So let me do a little rearranging here. Okay, so I don't need both of these. I just need one. So I don't need both of these. I really just need one. So we have the Jaclyn Cosmetics and the Ofra one. I feel like the Jaclyn one I like a little bit more because it has a bit of a glow to it. I'm swatching translucent powder, so it doesn't really make sense. But I like the fact that the Jaclyn one has a little bit of glow to it. This is really great for oil absorbing if you have oily skin. But I think for me personally, I am looking for something with a little bit of glow. So I'm going to keep the Jaclyn one and I'm going to declutter the Ofra oil control one. I just got these Ofra powders in PR. These are all different. We have the Brightening Strawberry Powder, which looks like this. We have the Translucent Light Powder, which looks like this. Oh my goodness, that's a different color than I expected. And then we have the Oil Control Powder, which looks like this. So these are new. I actually have an oil control powder from them, but this one is older, so I'm gonna go ahead and declutter the older one that I have. This is just like a translucent oil control powder, so I'll declutter that one. And I am gonna keep the new one that they just recently sent me. Then we have translucent light and translucent or brightening strawberry. I have pink? I have something else that's pink. Oh, I have this Jaclyn Cosmetics one that's pink, but you can see it's a very different pink. So I don't really know what to do here. Can I use this? Oh, let's see. Let's swatch it. I feel like this is just a little bit too dark for me. I am pretty fair, as you can tell. This is like the tannest I've been in the last couple years. I feel like these might be a little bit too pigmented for me. So I think I'll go ahead and pass both of these along while they're like brand new. You guys know how much I love Ofra. Love them so much. But I really just don't need those powders. I'm trying like so hard to downsize, so it hurts me to get rid of anything from Ofra, or like a lot of these brands actually, but I feel like realistically I probably won't get a ton of use out of those, so we'll go ahead and pass them along to someone who will. Now we kind of jumped around a bit, so I'll go back to pressed powders. So I have the Brightening Fair shade, and I also have Correcting Fair, which are these two. I have these palettes, which actually have some of these shades. I think the top right shade is the same as this, and then I think the top left shade is the same as this one. I also have Correcting Light and Brightening Light. I think I'm gonna go ahead and declutter both of these because they're still in the packaging and I would just rather pass them along while they're new. So both of those will be decluttered. I love the palettes. So basically she came out with these palettes first and then she did singles of the shades so that you could just repurchase a single instead of repurchasing the whole palette if you're only using like one shade a lot. So I feel like I should just keep the little palettes and not keep the full sizes, even though I want to. I feel like that's just kind of repetitive for me, and now I know that they sell these, so if I do use up a shade from these palettes, then I can move to the individual shades. So it hurts me, but I think we're gonna declutter both of those as well, and I am gonna keep the two palettes because I do love these. I feel like I've already kept too many pressed powders. Like, I do not need this many pressed powders, so we're gonna re-go through those. But we'll do the rest of these first. So, let's see here. A few that I want to keep. We have this hard candy one. I think this is a phenomenal. This is the Chilling Wonder Powder. It's always hard to show like how little is in here, but I think you can kind of tell. There's only a little bit left. I love this stuff. I think it's fantastic. I highly recommend it, and you can find it at Walmart. So definitely keeping this one. I'm also gonna keep my La Mer powder. I really just need to use this up because this was so expensive. This is like $100, and I did not need to spend that much money on powders. So we're keeping this, but we are gonna not buy it again once I use it up. I have a Chanel powder. This is also another like really expensive bougie powder. This is the, what is this called? Natural Finish Loose Powder. That one I'm gonna keep. What else? Nikia Joy Cosmetics. This is a great powder. This is the Velvet Finishing Powder. I have it with the vanilla scent and I absolutely love it. The Hourglass powder is another really nice one that I really enjoy. So this one I also want to keep. ColourPop. I think I can get rid of this one. I don't really use it a whole lot, so I think this one I can let go. I have the Too Faced Born This Way powder. This is one that I've had for a really long time. Let's see, definitely longer than 12 months. I've probably had this for like 4 or 5 years. We're gonna declutter that one. I'm sure it's great. I just don't use it. This is the Pound Cake powder, the Easy Bake Loose Setting Powder from Huda Beauty. This is one, I've like used up a few of these, like the whole entire container. This is one that I really like. I haven't used it in a while, so I'm probably gonna end up swatching some of these. We have this Lancome powder, which is really pretty because it has like a bit of a glow to it. Oh my gosh, I just got way too much on my hand. But it has a bit of a glow to it. It's really, really beautiful. Definitely fits like my makeup aesthetic now, so that one's gonna stay for now. I have Laura Mercier Translucent Glow. I don't need this. It's a little too glowy for me. The Lancome one I would use over this one pretty much any day. This is just more of a highlighter, but I just don't need this much of a highlighty loose powder, so that one I'm gonna declutter. I have the regular translucent loose setting powder from Laura Mercier. This one's kind of a classic, so I'll just kind of set that in the keep pile for now. Then we have my Fenty powders. I have butter and I have lavender. Let me look at my two lavender powders because I have Brightening Lilac from Jaclyn Cosmetics and I have the lavender from Fenty. So let's do a little swatchy swatch of both. Kind of see how they feel. Decision making is hard. I'm trying to decide if I want to keep the Fenty or the Jaclyn. I think I'm gonna get rid of Brightening Pink from Jaclyn Cosmetics just because I don't really think that I need it. I just really don't. I have Brightening Light Banana and then I have these ones. I feel like if I'm gonna use a brightening powder, I'm gonna reach for something like these. Like this is kind of like a brightening pinky kind of color. It's kind of like a pink and a lilac. I just don't think I need either of these. Brightening Lilac or Brightening Light Banana. I don't need them. We are decluttering them. They take up a lot of space and I just don't, I don't need them. My camera battery is gonna die, so I'm gonna figure out what I'm gonna do with these, and then I'll be back with you guys to re-go through all of the powders that I said that I was keeping, because we're definitely not keeping all of them. We definitely still have far too many. So as of right now, this is everything that I said that I was going to keep. This is still too many powders for me. I don't need this many. Realistically, I'd only have like a couple, like a handful, like 5 powders. I'm not quite there yet, but I did decide to declutter this powder. This is in the shade Sheer Fair. This is the Powder Move Loose Setting Powder. This is from the Jaclyn and Robin collection. I kept one shade, the darker one, but I'm gonna go ahead and declutter this one just because I don't need both of these. They're pretty sheer as it is, so Sheer Fair I am decluttering, and Sheer Light I plan on keeping, so this I'm gonna add to the declutter pile, but I still have too many here that I am keeping. So we're gonna be real cutthroat here. Starting off over here, okay, so I don't need this. I don't need this translucent pressed powder. It's very rare that I use a translucent pressed powder, like very, very rare, and I can just use something very sheer like the Hourglass instead. So I'm gonna get rid of the Jaclyn Cosmetics one just because I don't need this. I don't need it. I do not need it. So we're gonna declutter that. I also feel like I don't need this only because I have so many other powders and this is brand new and I'd rather, again, pass it along to someone else who could get better use out of it. So, oh my goodness, my pile is overflowing. So I think we're gonna declutter that one as well. Sephora will stay, Hourglass will stay, the Charlotte Tilbury will stay. These two Jaclyn ones I'll keep. La Mer will stay. Lancome. Let's see. I feel like the Nakia Joy, the Huda Beauty, and the Butter one from Fenty are all pretty similar. They're all a little bit more of, I'll say, I don't want to say like full coverage because that's not the word I'm looking for, but more of like an opaque, like thicker powder. So I think I should keep one of the 3. I really like the Nakia Joy one. I love that it smells like vanilla. So I think this one is going to be a for sure keep. And as far as these go, I kind of think I should declutter both of them. I think I should do it. I don't want to do it, but I think I should. So we're gonna declutter both of those. And while I'm at it, I'm gonna declutter the lavender one because I've had that for so long and I have not used it nearly as much as I should have by now. So it's going. Okay, so this is already feeling a lot better. As I'm sitting here looking at these powders, I'm kind of thinking that maybe I don't need the Laura Mercier one because I feel like this does what the Laura Mercier one does, and I'm just really liking the Nakia Joy. So I think I can declutter the translucent loose setting powder, which is a classic and feels crazy and like a little bit drastic. I think I can let this go. So that one's gonna go. Okay, I think I'm happy with this, honestly. There's still, you know, there's a lot going on here. Probably need to reorganize things a little bit. But I'm happy with this. Now let's see, I'm keeping 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm keeping 12 powders, or like compacts, powders, whatever, 12. Now let's see how many I decluttered. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, and 27. Decluttering 27 powders and keeping 12, did I say? 12. So I'm getting rid of more than 2/3. Wow. Wow. I'm really happy with how this turned out. I feel like I'll even be able to, you know, work my way through and potentially get rid of a few more over the next couple months. I don't know, we'll see. But for now, I'm really happy with this. Like, all of this is leaving my collection, which is fantastic. Also, if you can see me here, no, you can't. My hair looks crazy right now. I look a mess right now, which is why I'm filming these declutter videos at this very moment, because I don't have to be on camera, or my face doesn't. I am not presentable at the moment. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. I'm so excited. I can't wait to do setting sprays next. That's gonna be a hard one for me because I feel like, you know, you can never have too much setting spray, but you can definitely have too much setting spray. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day. I love you so, so much. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.